Do you think this movie killed Jennifer Lopez's film career? Because I actually believe it did. If you look at the movies that came out before Gigli, we're talking movies like The Cell, Out of Sight, Anaconda. Then we get Gigli. After that, it is movies like Shall We Dance, Monster-in-Law, Border Town, which I never heard of, What to Expect When You're Expecting, The Boy Next Door.
She had a nice balance of like action and then rom-com. Movie, rom-com, go back and forth, back and forth. And then this one was like, oh, I'm killing two birds with one stone. No, you're not, J.Lo.
No, you're just killing your career. Welcome to the Cinema Psycho Show, the madhouse for film freaks and film fans of all types. I'm your host, Brian Coddington, your fellow co-host and filmmaker, John Woolscroft.
Ben Affleck plays Larry Gigli, a jaded, I'm guessing, mafia guy with a heart of gold who has to kidnap the guy from the from the Hangover movies, Doug from the Hangover movies, who's playing, let's just carefully say, an intellectually disabled person in a role decision that's even baffling for 2003. He has to be kept in order by Jennifer Lopez playing Jennifer Lopez, a angry woman who's a lesbian with a nice butt. Ben Affleck spends the rest of the movie whining about her being gay because he wants to have sex with her. Good thing there's no HR team in the mob.
I was just going to see, like, how long am I going to let John go? How long is he going to go? Wow. That's a clap. That's a clap right there. Well, welcome. This week, as John alluded to, we're going to be talking about Gigli. And you might be saying to yourself, well, Brian, what does that have to do with the holidays? And, these are holidays. You usually do, like, Christmassy type movies. Well, it's not. It's not at all. And honestly, we had planned to do this a bit ago, but Thanksgiving and everything kind of got in the way, and so we had to delay this. But I told John, like, we can't not do Gigli, right, John? We have to do Gigli.
It would have been perfect for Thanksgiving because of turkey time. Gobble gobble.
Oh my God, that's it. That's the connection to Thanksgiving. Oh, geez. So, John, I guess my question for you first off, why did it take us this long to get to this fucking turd? Like, this one is kind of considered one of, if not the worst film made by a major studio.
Yeah, and it's important for us to delineate when we do our pantheons of other shit here. There are the I've got a big dream, but no budget and no real talent movies like Tommy Wiseau's with The Room, Your Birdemics, anything by Neil Breen. But then you have what I think is even more baffling is when you get these big Hollywood type tentpole type movies here, like a Catwoman or Gigli that has like Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez in it. It's got a named director in it, and other movies of this nature, like The Mask 2 or what have you, or Jingle All the Way. And it's just like, how do you have this much budget, this much time, and this much talent, and you come up with something that is this fucking bad? I don't honestly know how long it took us. I think, Brian, there's just so much crap out there that it's hard to make sure we talk about all of it.
That's true. I mean, there's a lot of shit films out there, and there's a lot of hack fraud films that we've said. I think that's your phrase, is hack fraud. And, people like Derek Savage and, I don't know what someone would say Tommy Wiseau is, but, Neil Breen, hack frauds. This isn't made by a hack fraud director, though. That is the insane part about this. This is made by director Martin Brest. Brest, who I was like, okay. But yes, Martin Brest, who you might remember from such films as, Scent of a Woman. Like, Oscar-winning film, Beverly Hills Cop. What else did he do? He did, he was pre-production on Rain Man before Barry Levinson came in. So he has a lot of, credits to his name. What else he had done? He done Midnight Run. You know, a lot of these films. He didn't meet Joe Black, for fuck's sake.
So he's got a pedigree.
He knows. I think the problem is this. Like this man knows how to make a movie, like a good movie. So the real question is, what the fuck happened to this film? Not to steal from Joe Blow, but I'm just saying, what the fuck actually happened to this movie that you get two of, at the time, the biggest stars out there? And I mean, just not necessarily like in terms of talent, but in terms of like, they're on every single tabloid in the supermarket. Okay. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez, two of the biggest stars on the tabloid scene. And you've got them in a movie directed by the guy who made Scent of a Woman. And it just utterly blows the fuck up in super slow motion. And like, while I was watching this, John, I was trying to think, I'm like, what the fuck had to occur to make this insanity occur? So John, do you have insight on why this movie sucks as bad as it does?
Well, weirdly, this had a huge ballooning budget, and all I can think is, where did any of that money go? And it makes me wonder, allegedly, of course, if this was some kind of weird money laundering scheme, because the money didn't go to anything we see on screen. That's for damn sure. But I think the biggest issue with this movie is the choice of what they did with Doug from Hangover.
Oh God.
And it's like, you know, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. I mean, I know it was 2003, but that's not an excuse for this character.
I got Tiptoes vibes out of this film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You go back to our back catalog. We very early on in the tenure of this podcast, we reviewed the film Tiptoes. And one of the things that John and I and Lane really could not fucking take is the fact that you had Gary Oldman playing a little person.
The role of a lifetime.
The role of a lifetime. Yeah. And it was a lot of that episode really centered on like the fact that you have a actor playing someone with a disability, and it just being very like in poor taste. And I got a lot of that same vibe while watching this one. I get, and I can already hear the comments. I can already hear them. Brian, it was 2003. Why are you being so fucking woke? I'm sorry, but you're going to sit there and tell me that there are not actors in Hollywood that are actually on the spectrum that couldn't play this role?
Well, yeah, as well as I think he
like that's one thing there is you're telling me that doesn't exist?
I think the character is supposed to be 100% intellectually disabled.
I don't know.
You think he's like more like a Rain
He's on
Man?
The spectrum. No, okay. He's on the spec. Yeah. I mean, I viewed it very much as like I viewed it as in my opinion, and from my experience with people who are on the spectrum, a lot of the things that Justin Bartha, I think is his name, Justin Bartha was doing, he was acting very much like someone who was on the spectrum. The repeatings of things, the stimming, a lot of that does ring very true to being on the spectrum.
Okay.
It's just done in a very very just kind of disgusting way in this. It was hard for me to kind of watch at times. You know, the whole obsession with Baywatch, and that's where the sex is at. Like, that's a line. Someone wrote that. and it's supposed to be funny, but it's like it really isn't at all.
I wonder if they let him improv at all.
I mean, I don't know. All I know is I did find that very hard to watch at times. Just because, one, I go with this. You know, as far as I know, maybe I'm incorrect in this. Justin Bartha isn't on the spectrum. Again, if you're writing a role for someone who is on the spectrum, why could you not cast an actor who actually is doing that?
Well, there is the new Emma Stone movie. I say Emma Stone because I can never remember how to pronounce the director's name. But he's the one that did Poor Things and everything.
Yeah.
And in the movie, Jesse Plemons, his brother is somebody who is, some level on the spectrum, and the actor is.
Yeah.
He, and he did the performance just fine. But I guess we needed the year of our Lord 2025 to not just go, oh, let's just cast, Doug from Hangover.
I just go with like John, you and I have both known people who are actors who were clearly on the spectrum.
Yeah.
And I go with like, one, if I'm a filmmaker and I'm trying to accurately capture that experience, I'm not talking necessarily about the merits of the characters written. I mean, obviously that's you'd want to at least hope to write something that's not in poor taste. But there's a lot that can be gathered from having someone who actually lives with those issues that you've put pen to paper on and can bring something to that role. And you can't sit there and tell me like, oh, well, Brian, there's no actors who are on the spectrum. It's like bull fucking shit. Bullshit.
And
I just found that part to be kind of gross.
And if we're just on the whole thing about performances here, did Ben Affleck, who, look, I don't think he's the greatest actor, but I don't think he's god awful either. But did he come off like a freshman college student doing a play?
Yes.
Like, oh yeah, I'm a thug. Like it's like, was he not directed by anyone?
One, I don't think he is that good of an actor at this time.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Ben Affleck currently, because I think he's gotten better. I really do.
He's fine. Yeah.
He's fine. Not my favorite Bruce Wayne. Any stretch. But he's fine. I think at this time period, though, he was not really known at all for his acting ability.
He's a movie star.
He was a movie star. He was a face. Okay. He was, whatever fucking movies he was in. It was also known as that guy who was also in the Kevin Smith movies, because he showed up constantly there because he's buddies with Kevin Smith. But I don't think he was known as like, the go-to actor. He was a step above, the teen comedies at the time. That's kind of how I looked at it. I'm like, you've got your teen comedy crew of like Ashton Kutcher and, the American Pie folks around this time period. Not serious actors by any stretch of the imagination. Slightly above that is Ben Affleck. Okay. Once you get above that, then you get your real actors like Tom Hanks, Tom Cruise, even to some degree.
Christian Bale. Yeah.
Christian Bale. The ones that actually like went to school and did real acting, not just a face. But I that's kind of how I always viewed Ben Affleck. And don't get me wrong, like as he has matured as an actor, he has, I think, gotten to that next level and transcended that second tier there to being something that is a bit more respectable. And I've liked him in a lot of other things that he's done. The Accountant is a great film that he was in. There's also another one that he did that it's escaping me right now, but he's been in a lot of good films and been an okay actor. And I think been one of those ones that is kind of in the top tier now. But at this time he was not. And yeah, it is kind of laughable. His impression of a LA gangster that like is stuck in the 70s. Like he has this vibe of like, I'm stuck in the 70s. I didn't realize that, the swinger era ended.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm getting early Travolta vibes from this. Yeah.
Well, just like, how like in the mid 90s there was the whole like what the hell was it? It was the swingers vibe, like you had the whole slick back, you were listening to ska music and shit. Like that's this vibe that Ben Affleck brings. And I'm like, you're about 6 or 7 years late.
Yeah.
You know. But I don't know. I couldn't stand this movie as a whole. But, you know, Justin Bartha's character, Ben Affleck's character, and then Jennifer Lopez. My God. Talk about, I don't know, John, you want to call it just kind of like flying through this film and not really giving two shits. Like,
boring your way into looking cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. That's the word I was thinking of. That's the phrase. It was like just boring. Her best parts are either trying like all hell to just tell Ben Affleck, no, I'm not going to sleep with you because I'm attracted to women.
Come on, please.
Yeah, yeah. Or it's trying to, what was it? She was talking to those jerk offs at the diner and trying to intimidate them. Like, those are her best scenes.
Yeah.
Telling Ben Affleck no and intimidating teenagers.
And then we have Christopher Walken and Al Pacino, who are in a completely different movie.
And they're also the best parts of the movie.
Yeah.
like Walken just shows up and he's like, okay, so Martin, I'm friends with him. He gives me, $50 and says, hey, I just need you to pop on for like an afternoon. Say a couple lines. Just be Christopher Walken. I'm not even going to give you anything. I still don't know what the fuck he's talking about, by the way.
I don't either. I also don't know the hierarchy of this organized crime unit. Like, I think Pacino is Walken's boss. I don't know.
No, I don't think he's Walken's boss. I think that Walken, and I that's the thing too, is I don't know, like, was Walken in on the whole thing? Like, is Gigli a confidential informant against the mob? Because that's what the vibe gave to me, because Walken clearly is a detective and he's saying like, hey, yeah, little brother of a federal prosecutor goes missing. You know anything about that? And it makes me think, like, is Gigli a confidential informant for the mob?
A federal prosecutor who had to shove a wallet or a watch up his ass.
He carried this watch. His father's watch up his ass for 3 years. Oh, geez. But yeah, he shows up in this. You're just like, where the fuck do you come in this? And then, yeah, towards the end of this movie, we get Al Pacino, who is no stranger to being in shit films, Jack and Jill. And he, yeah, just Pacino's out. They're just like, hey, Al, we want you to come in quiet, but then absolutely go out, screaming like you do in every movie.
Yeah, ever since like the Scent of a Woman, just come in and be crazy in everything you do.
Oh no, he's been doing the screaming thing for a long time. Like, I would say since Godfather Part 2.
There used to be
since he slapped Kate in the kitchen, that was when he started the screaming thing.
And you don't even have the right thumb.
Yeah, I don't know why the fuck that happened. Like, he just shows up. It's like, oh, there's Al Pacino, and he's gonna come off cool and no problem, we're good. And then he's gonna shoot Lewis in the head.
Yeah. See, I don't know if this movie wants to be a rom-com, if it wants to be Rain Man, or it wants to be true romance. It seems like it wants to be all of those things and doesn't do any of them right.
No, and I think, according to my research, that this film was heavily fucked with by the studios. And I have a feeling that part of the reason that it got screwed over was because of the tabloid interest in Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez. We know that this movie was the catalyst for their relationship. And I think that the studios were like, all right, well, we know we have this very dark mobster movie thing. Can we make it more of a romantic comedy film? And I think they completely botched it.
Should we rewrite the character so she's not a lesbian? Nah, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
We're going to teach young men that if you cry enough around a beautiful lesbian that you can't have sex with her, she'll eventually go, all right, get it in there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, did you know that Halle Berry was originally supposed to be in this movie?
Oh, God. Thank God she dodged that bullet.
She was replaced by Jennifer Lopez. And then Adrian Brody, or get this, Seth Rogen were going to be playing the role of Brian, the brother. Can you imagine Seth Rogen in that role?
No, but I think Adrian Brody just banked what he was going to do for this performance for when they made The Village.
Yes. Yes.
He's like, I had all this preparation done. What do I do?
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I believe that the studio really disagreed with the director in this one and kind of destroyed this film from just so many rewrites and changing it into a rom-com. And, you know, it just it bombed on such a level that it's I can't think of any other movie in recent memory that's bombed this bad.
Yeah, especially
like maybe movie 43. That might be the only other one.
But I think a lot of people were kind of like that's not going to be good from the outset. Like, yeah, you think, hey, I love Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez, and hey, this has a good director. Looks like a fun premise. Let's go and enjoy the movies. And then it's like, what the hell did I just watch? You know, like, yeah, it's confoundingly stupid on every level. Like, and it really leaves you with so many questions. Like, where did the money go for this? Like, what, you know, how do every actor who's okay in most things be so terrible in this? Why do they choose to go that far with, you know, the autism spectrum for, you know, the character that Doug from
The Hangover.
Yeah.
He just wants to go to the Baywatch, John. The poor man has been walking around with a heart on for like a week. He just wants to go to the Baywatch.
You know, Gigli could have just showed him some porno and then he wouldn't have wanted to go to the Baywatch.
Listen,
anymore.
This was 2003. It would have taken a long time to download that.
Oh, he could have gone to like his local Hollywood Video and gone to the beaded area. It's like
Hollywood Video didn't have a beaded area, John.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The Blockbuster and Hollywood Video, they didn't have that area. Okay. Yeah.
Too corporate.
He could have just bought Cinemax for like a weekend.
Yeah, watch the Private Investigator softcore shit, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, all Brian wants to do is just go to the Baywatch and listen to 1-900 numbers that give you the weather in Australia.
Yeah, what the hell is that? For anybody that's just listening to us and hasn't seen this, that's a plot point.
That's a plot point. And it's repeated a couple times.
Where Gigli gets all pissed off because his phone bill keeps going up because for some reason this character who has issues decides to call like foreign countries weather service lines. I don't know how he knows how to do this. But yeah, they keep going back to this well over and over again. Like maybe it'll be funny this time. Or no, it's just baffling. It's just fucking stupid.
I think the crazy thing though is, John, is like this joke wouldn't land nowadays because I don't believe people get charged for phone calls like they do now.
No.
Like no. It wouldn't. It'd be like, what did you do? Oh, I paid for a subscription to something, or I don't like it. It must be one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, I stole your bank card and I donated a bunch of money to, you know, the someone's like super chat.
Yeah.
Like it would be something like that. I spent $5,000 on a super chat to this Australian weather girl. Okay, who all she does is just go onto YouTube and say, yes, the weather in today is this, and you can super chat me, and $5,000 is gone. Something like that would be what would land nowadays. But like I think it's funny for our audience who is younger than us, to understand that there was a time when phone calls by the minute would cost money, if they were international. And I don't think you really see that anymore.
2003 for some reason to me does not seem like that long ago, but you watch this, it's a fucking lifetime
It
ago.
is. It does feel like especially the fact that like all their cell phones are flip phones.
Yeah.
And tiny. Like, did you notice that they're all tiny? Like think about how phones now are massive with giant screens. Like back then they were tiny things that you actually put in your pocket and you put to your ear. We're sounding like old people now, John. Well, at least I am.
Well, here's to even age us even more. For our visual audience and audio audience only, I'll tell you what I'm doing. People of Brian and I's generation, if we are pantomiming a phone, you do that thing where you hold up your thumb in the air and your pinky out like it's a telephone. Younger people now will just simply hold their hand up to their ear as if they're holding a cell phone, because that whole symbol of the thumb up, pinky out being a phone makes absolutely no sense to them whatsoever.
That drives me nuts. Like this is a phone. Okay, this is a phone. You gotta call me up, and then I hang up. One of those things. Yeah. Although, according to George Carlin, this shit is annoying as all hell. The people who do the pinky and the thumb.
Me off. Yeah.
Yeah. So do we want to dive a little bit into kind of the overall plot? We've kind of danced around it, but what's the overall plot of this movie, John?
So Gigli needs to kidnap a young man who is a prosecutor's brother, right?
Yeah.
And so that he has to hold him hostage for a period of time until they can get like this prosecutor to play ball, because they're all in a criminal syndicate. And then, for reasons I still don't completely understand, Jennifer Lopez comes in to keep an eye on Ben Affleck.
I get why. It's because Gigli, and yes, we're gonna call him Gigli, even though his name is Gigli.
Rhymes with really.
Rhymes with really. He has to tell us that multiple times. But it's because that Gigli has a tendency to go soft on people. Like,
so then just give Jennifer Lopez the mission instead.
That would make sense, but we have to have them sit in the same roof, to make the sexual tension happen.
Yeah, so she's there to watch him.
Yeah.
And then it almost just kind of turns into like a sitcom where we have a bunch of like set pieces and random characters again, like Christopher Walken and Al Pacino coming in out of nowhere.
Gigli's mom.
Yeah, we got to put a needle in her ass for some reason. I don't
know.
Maybe this is another way to make him seem more human, like ma, like he loves his mom even though she's really annoying. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's there's the whole series between Jennifer Lopez shows up and they have to go cut off a thumb and a cadaver's thumb. That whole sequence, I'm like, what the fuck happened there? Like, there's not a whole lot.
This movie doesn't know what it wants to be, because it's like, oh, this is this wacky, I'm the bull, you're the cow, like this back and forth rat-a-tat, like of romantic comedy stuff. And then it's like, hey, chop off the kid's finger so we can mail it. And I'm like,
oh, what? This just got real.
Yeah, what? Where's the tone with this movie?
Yeah. So because they, Gigli's supposed to do that, and he doesn't want to do it because he's grown to love and like Brian, even though all he does is talk about the Baywatch and
well, he's also just completely innocent. He
is very innocent.
It's like 130 pounds, has no idea what's happening to him.
No,
and I can understand. Not wanting to brutally maim this
Plus
person.
that I get the vibe that that's not really what Gigli likes to do. Is he doesn't like to go violent if he doesn't have to. Even though the first scene we see him in, he's stuffing a guy into a heated dryer.
Right.
To kill him because he didn't have the money. So like he's not against doing things like that. but he won't chop off a thumb. Not saying that he should, but just saying. You're in the mob. What do you think is going to happen? But all the while, all throughout this entire movie, and it's worth that we spend some time on this, John, but the whole crux of this movie centers around Ben Affleck's quest to de-lesbianify Jennifer Lopez. Like that's the movie. That's the whole. What's the whole movie about? Ben Affleck conquering homosexuality.
Oh my God! See, that reminds me of yet another just character.
Yeah, there's another one
and leaves. Like, yeah, Jennifer Lopez's former girlfriend, who's just is there, and then
she's there.
Leaves. Yeah, she cuts her wrist. They take her to the emergency room, and that's it for that. That's over it now. But again, this seems like the first draft of a script that they just
not even that, John. Like, this isn't the first time that Ben Affleck has tried to capture someone from the other side.
Was it like Chasing Amy?
He's done. Yes.
Yeah.
That's the same movie. It's just instead of mobsters, it's comic book artists.
And here's my question, because this is the easiest fix in the world. Before you go into production, why don't you say, hey, why don't we just drop that she's a lesbian? And how about that she's straight, but just not into Ben Affleck because he's obnoxious? And then maybe through the movie, she sees that he actually has a heart of gold and comes around. And that's when they decide to have sex, instead of this whole, her sexuality can be conquered.
Because I think this movie, in my opinion, really doesn't like people who are homosexual. Like, I think this movie hates them. And I've seen movies like this. Like, this isn't the first time that I've seen a movie like this, where it's a thing that has to be conquered. It's a roadblock. And I'm like, fuck you, dude. Like, that people like what they like. And it's not a conquering thing. And honestly, Gigli doesn't do any favors to himself to overcome any of this. He's still a piece of shit at the beginning, at the middle, and at the end. The only different thing is he didn't chop off Brian's thumb. That's it.
Which
still
makes
the same guy.
Great guy.
He's still the same guy. But like, I find it really, really disgusting that is the central challenge and plot. Like, I don't know. I was like, really? This is, and keep in mind, like, I had never seen this film. I had only heard about it. I'd only seen clips. So I never watched it all the way through, John. So this is my first watch of this. And I'm just like, really? This is going to be the plot? A man conquering lesbianism? That's it?
I was going to say, you could have made her bisexual as well. But this, again, is 2003.
It's 2003.
I think
back then they only thought that people came in gay or straight and didn't realize that there was an entire spectrum of gender fluidity.
Well, there is, that show Sex in the City, I think around this time, might have been like 2001 to 2004, somewhere in there. They had episodes where the women were convinced that bisexual men were just gay and hadn't admitted it yet. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I think that at this time period, a lot of media did not understand, or just outright didn't want to understand, that there were gray areas when it came to sexuality. Yeah. And this movie makes it out to be, a black versus white issue, and it sounds disgusting when you really think about it. You're like, can Gigli somehow tame Jennifer Lopez's rampant homosexuality? Like, that's really, when you think about it, that's what this movie's about. And it's the same thing with Chasing Amy.
Take 2 aspirin and put the lime in the coconut. Call me in the morning, and maybe you won't be a lesbian anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt it was really gross, and maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I might need to be like, oh, we'll just take a step back. It's like, no, I'm a heterosexual man. Never once have been on that spectrum, but even I could be like, this is kind of much. Yeah, and it's not funny. And I know they playing it off for laughs, and I'm like, this ain't funny. And nothing that Gigli does is, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's totally turned Jennifer Lopez onto you now.
And I know that there are movies that can have varying tones, but this movie really does seem like a comedy that they forgot to put jokes into. But then, yeah, it does just turn when you have like Walken or Pacino come in, or the former lover attempting like suicide in front of, and it's just like it gets like tonally very serious and dark, and like cut off the kid's fingers, and how are we going to get around? I'm like, what movie am I watching? I feel like there's at least 2 movies, if not more, in here.
Well, I really believe, John, that the reason why you're seeing those tonal shifts is because this was supposed to be a darker film. It really was. Like Martin Brest has gone on record and said, like, yeah, no, I wrote a much darker movie, and the studios cut all of that stuff out and refilmed a lot of stuff that was just romantic comedy.
They wanted a When Harry Met Sally inside of this gangster movie.
Yeah. But that's not what we got. So, not that anyone's clamoring for a director's cut of Gigli.
Release the press cut.
No, please don't. For the love of God, I don't want to see this movie ever again.
It's 6 hours long.
Yeah. But where were we at with the plot? Oh yeah. No thumb gets cut off. Gigli is able to win Jennifer Lopez's heart, despite the fact her girlfriend just got done like recovering from a suicide attempt.
Which, are we to infer now she's like straight now?
No. Like I would just say, like,
so Gigli
she likes
Wiggly?
Giggly's Wiggly. Yeah, I mean, I view it more as like she likes who she likes. Like she's bi. She likes men and women. That's what it is. Now she likes Gigli for reasons.
This has just disaster written all over, because at the end of the movie, to jump there, it's like the 3 of them are just gonna make it like one way or another, and it's like, okay,
the 3 of them, just the 2 of them.
Well,
because they drop off Brian at the Baywatch.
They're not gonna just leave him there to drive up every woman he sees.
Yes, they are. They're dropping. One, I got some problems with the Baywatch. Okay, first of all, you and I have worked on film sets before. It is not that easy to get onto a film set. I don't care who the fuck you are. Brian literally walks his goofy ass onto this set, starts hanging out with extras who are scantily clad, and no one bats an eye. Nobody. He's the only one who is not in a swimsuit.
He's the best production assistant we've had on this project.
Yeah. I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, where is the security?
Yeah.
Why is this man able to get onto this set, no questions asked? Because I'm like, I don't give a shit if this is 2003. That doesn't happen ever. And I know people go, well, Brian, it's only a movie. It's like, fuck you. You've got to think of this stuff. Movie.
My biggest complaint is when a movie does like a scene in a movie and it has clear like cuts and like 25 different camera angles, and then you just hear, oh, cut, and it's just the one camera, and it's like, wait, how did you make edits in the camera with different camera angles and stuff as well?
Yeah. I don't know. I just that ending part where he's at the Baywatch and he's finally is next to, I don't know if it is the Australian girl that he was listening to on the phone on those 1-900 numbers.
Oh, that didn't pay off.
Or if it's just, hey, it's some nameless Australian woman that has the accent. But yeah, we're left to not know what hell happens to him My guess is security says, "Who the fuck are you?" Throws his goofy ass off the set, and that's it for him. Before his federal prosecutor brother finally shows up. And I mean, John, we're pretty much left to understand that Gigli and Jennifer Lopez are going to be like killed after the movie, right? Like,
yeah,
that's going to happen, right? Like, they're not going off to the sunset. They're going off to get killed by Al Pacino.
That's why Giggly's like, "Get out of here, Jennifer Lopez," and then she's like, "Nah, get in the car with me." And I'm like, but I'm thinking Jennifer Lopez isn't getting out of this either. If like,
no,
they're not going to be like, "Well, we got Giggly. We'll just let Jennifer Lopez go now."
especially because you don't think Brian is going to tell them when they pick him up
Everything that
all
happened.
of everything that happened the past week. Like, he's not going to say names. He's going to say names because he doesn't know any better. He's going to say, "Oh, I was with my best friend Gigli." Or he's actually going to say Gigli rhymes with really. Like, he would actually say that.
and Jennifer Lopez
And J.Lo. By the way, this is what they look like, right? Like, that's the thing is the ending of this movie is very much like setting up for them to get whacked.
Oh, she does have a name. Okay, Ricky.
Yeah, it's Ricky.
I just assumed her character's name was Jennifer Lopez.
No, I mean, that's what we know it as. Like, she basically is Jennifer Lopez in the movie. She's not playing it as anyone else other than Jennifer Lopez circa 2003.
Yeah, there's no way that they're getting out of
No,
this
they're getting
live.
killed.
Yeah.
They're getting killed. They're going to get whacked. Okay, that's that. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of is Al Pacino. Starkman's still out there. He wants them to get rid of Brian.
Oh yeah,
they clearly didn't.
Doug from Hangover's
Doug from Hangover
die too because he knows too much. Yeah, he'll squeal everything to the police.
Now they'll put him in witness protection.
But I'd say if Pacino gets to him first, you know he's putting a bullet in his head.
Oh yeah,
right there on the Baywatch set.
He's on the Baywatch, and that the Australian lady is actually a hired gun. I finally made it to the Baywatch. Bang!
Yeah.
Oh, horrible. Do you think this movie killed Jennifer Lopez's film career? Because I actually believe it did.
Well, before we got on the air, you were telling me that she had a string of duds. Like, see, I thought initially, and I was wrong about this, that she got out fairly unscathed, but it hurt Ben and it destroyed the director's career.
Yeah. Martin Brest never made another movie.
No,
he's killed it. Like, done. Like, literally, it was just like, no, out. No, there's no redemption arc. It's not like Rian Johnson, who he made Last Jedi, and then went on to make Knives Out, and everyone forgot that he made The Last Jedi. It's not like that.
And the guy has a pedigree. It's not like, we had brought up on the show that like the Super Mario Brothers movie, and we're not talking about the new one. Like, I'm talking about the one from 1993.
Yeah, the good
one. And they had, this husband and wife team who had done like Max Headroom and like some commercials and stuff. So they were unproven. So when Super Mario Brothers, the movie, was this huge bomb, it's understandable that their careers never really recovered. But I don't understand why, Mr. Boobs over here never was able to make another movie, because he done Cannonball Run. He had done Son of a Woman. He's proved that he can direct. Like, everybody has a flop here and there, but like the Smashing Machine and Black Adam didn't make any money, but Dwayne Johnson gets a movie role every 5 seconds.
Yeah. I don't know. All I know is that if you go to IMDb and you look up Jennifer Lopez's acting career, the quality of the movies that come after Gigli are really bad.
She was on a meteoric rise, and then it just like plowed. It just,
if you look at the movies that came out before Gigli, we're talking movies like The Cell, Out of Sight, Anaconda, Made in Manhattan, Enough I really liked a lot when that came out. Then we get Gigli. Then after that, it is movies like Shall We Dance, Monster-in-Law, Border Town, which I never heard of.
Me neither.
What to Expect When You're Expecting, The Boy Next Door,
Great film.
voicing Ice Age characters. Just really not good movies. Like one called Lila and Eve from 2015. I never even heard of these fucking films. Hustlers, which I guess that was a film.
That was not like a huge block, but it was pretty successful.
Was Hustlers successful?
Yeah. I think it was part of what got her, and it's a good gig for promotion. Got her the Super Bowl halftime show in 2020.
Okay, well, all I know is after she did Hustlers, she did Shotgun Wedding, which is also a terrible fucking movie.
But aren't we now into the pandemic?
Yeah, we are. But like, all I'm trying to say is like, her movies since Gigli have never really been good. I don't know anyone, John, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong. Do you know anyone who's just like, I would love to watch the 2005 film Monster-in-Law? Just really into it. It's a Sunday afternoon. That's what I feel like watching.
I know one, Jane Fonda, so she gets the residuals.
Well, yeah. But like, look at movies like Money Train, fucking Selena, Anaconda.
Anaconda is a terrible movie.
So good, I don't give a shit, man. Anaconda's not terrible,
but
John Voight as Occasion.
But she can't claim that one as a check mark on the success meter.
Oh yeah, she can. Yeah, she can. Out of Sight, which was also a good one. The Cell, Wedding Planner. Those are half decent films, but then we get Gigli, and we're just like, what the fuck, man?
She had a nice balance of like action and then rom-com, movie, rom-com. Go back and forth. And then this one was like, oh, I'm killing two birds with one stone. No, you're not, J.Lo.
No, you're just killing your career.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, she's done music, and I think like after Gigli, I think she focused more on the music, it sounds like, than the film acting. Which sucks because again, like I liked her in a couple films from the late 90s and early aughts, but it just
old Ben didn't have a music career to lean on. Yeah.
Well, remember, John, like this was 2003. You know what other movie came out like roughly around this time before Gigli?
Daredevil.
Yeah.
Oh, he's like, oh, this will save me.
Yeah, this will save me. And it also stars my then girlfriend, or I think wife, Jennifer Gardner.
He's got a thing for Jens, doesn't he?
He really does have a thing for Jens. And like, dating and marrying his co-stars. Which I get it. You work with them, but maybe don't keep doing it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, do we want to get to some reviews? Because I actually do have some reviews.
Oh, I'm so fucking excited for that.
Okay. Now, for our audience who's never watched this before, the reviews part of this episode is where I go through and pull out 4 different reviews from Letterboxd. John has not seen these before, and we read them and react to them. Now, John, you have not seen them, right?
Never. Oh, I'm about to make a name for myself. Oh, I'm excited.
Okay. All right. So let's go to review number 1. J.Lo became a real actress the moment she uttered gobble gobble with an almost straight face. The fact she said that with a straight face, I'm just like, how many takes did that take? Because you know how like after like 20 takes, John, like you're not even really paying attention to the words anymore. You're just like saying it to get the words out. And I imagine that this took like 20 takes of 10 were laughing, 10 were, oh my God, I can't believe I have to say this. And that last one was just fine. We'll get it out.
Yeah. I've been broken by life.
I've been broken by this film. Just like we were all broken by this film watching it. But yeah, very funny. She had to say that. Let's go to review number 2. I don't think I can overstate the point that Academy Award nominee Martin Brest straight up vanished off the face of the earth after directing this. no comeback attempt, no quiet shift to directing television, not even a continued downward career spiral. He just disappeared without so much as an interview since Gigli ate his soul.
Maybe it's not that he's not getting like hired. Maybe it just broke him completely.
I think it broke him. You direct a movie like Scent of a Woman, which is arguably one of the, I really think it's one of the best dramas to come out of the early 90s. And then you follow it up with Meet Joe Black, which is also a pretty decent film, right? And then your next movie after that is this. Yeah, I think it just broke him.
I think he's in some isolated cabin in Montana making like little action figures out of his feces that he thinks are alive. Yeah.
He's like, I'm making the actual, this is my director's cut to Gigli. I've got this turd here. This is Brad Pitt. Or not Brad Pitt. I'm thinking of
Brad shit.
Brad shit. Ben Affleck shit. And I've got J.Lo over here is the shit with the corn in it. And they're acting, see, camera, and all the camera is just a cardboard camera made out of toilet paper rolls. I'm sorry, Martin Brest. I don't really mean that about you. I honestly, I think we need more movies from you. I'm sorry this movie broke your soul.
Yeah, come on our show. Tell us.
Come on our show. Tell us what really happened with this movie. I seriously want to know what actually happened with this film and why did it break you so hard? And I really think that we need more movies from you, because don't let one shitty film with Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez destroy your career.
Yeah, they moved on.
Yeah, they moved on. I think you can too. Yeah. Review number 3. Little known fact: when you watch Gigli for a second time, within 7 days, it stops the curse and you won't die. Oh, yeah. I had to throw that in there because I was just like, this is totally the movie that was in The Ring.
Just imagine like all those like imageries of like the well and the woman combing her hair. Then all of a sudden, I'm the bull, you're the cow.
All it is, it's just it's that song, and then it's also like, yeah, all those images, and then you just get a shot of Ben Affleck flexing in the mirror. Like it's just all of that. It's like, oh god, that's what made the face like in the movie just distort the way it did. Oh god. All right, let's go to our last review of the episode here. If I had a nickel for every time I saw a movie where Ben Affleck converts a lesbian, I would have 2 nickels, which is not a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Yeah, we agree. We made that.
Yeah, I agree. The fact that Ben Affleck stars in the same movie twice and it's the same premise leads me to think, like, one, is he just the go-to guy when you want to do a movie about a straight man convincing a lesbian to come back to his team, or what? Like, I don't get it. Still don't.
Keep Ben Affleck away from Portia de Rossi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Ben Affleck, if he goes into a gay bar, it's game over.
Oh, like, imagine if he went into a lesbian bar and they just like all of a sudden they all just were like, wait, screw this whole, lesbian thing. Let's all just go mount Ben.
It's Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
He's our kryptonite. It's like, what the fuck? Oh man, this movie was really terrible. It's really terrible. So John, final thoughts on Gigli, because I got some.
It's a baffling movie, and there is a documentary out now on the making of Megapolis and trying to like wrap one's head around what a baffling, bizarre failure that movie was. But the funny thing is that a documentary would almost be interesting to figure out how they screwed this movie up so much. But at the same time, I don't think I care enough to watch it. This is worth a watch once just so you can kind of look around to your friends and go, what the hell is this? What is happening? But after that, I think you're good. I mean, I'm an idiot and I own this movie because I collect bad movies. So, but don't be like me. Be a normal person. Watch it once just to be confound the understanding, and then never watch it again.
Yeah, I don't think I ever have to watch this movie again unless it's like a bad movie night type thing.
Yeah,
among friends.
maybe somebody hasn't seen it.
Drink every time Ben Affleck says something homophobic. Okay,
Yeah.
like those sort of things. My thoughts on this really are, this is what happens when studios look at tabloid covers and make movies based off of tabloid covers. I really do believe that Martin Brest had a better movie in mind, but because the studios were like, oh my God, it's Ben Affleck and J.Lo, they're all over every fucking, tabloid in the supermarket aisle, like, oh my God, we have to make this all about them and make it a romantic comedy because that's what it's going to be. I think they really screwed the pooch on this one. I really do believe that. I also think the premise of this movie is kind of disgusting. Like, just really just overall a disgusting premise, and really is in my opinion harmful to people who are homosexual. Like, I really do think that the premise of this movie is harmful. And it's also harmful to people who are dealing with mental disabilities and people who are on the spectrum, because it does paint it in a very negative and just
cartoonish,
cartoonish light. Yeah. And I really found it kind of disgusting to watch. It's not the worst movie. It's not like I've seen far worse movies. It's not as bad as you might think. And honestly, I can see people being let down if they watch this expecting it to be the train wreck that everyone has told people it is, but it's also really not good. I I would say this is like a step below like basic cable movies of the week from the mid 90s. Like, you know what I mean? Like those basic cables, like you'd get a movie on like a Sunday night that clearly was like was made for like $1 and a hamburger. It's a little bit above that, but not much.
Well, it's funny that we had mentioned like the cheap like Cinemax like software porns. I feel like this is one of those movies that just somebody cut out all the sex scenes.
Yeah, I can see that being the case. I can see that. It's like Beverly Hills Bordello Gangster Edition. Yeah. Well, either way, I'm glad we finally got this one out of the way, so we can never have to watch it again.
It can't be over if we don't start it.
That's right. Yeah. All right. So, John, where can they find you at on the internet?
Over at Instagram, over on Facebook. And you can check me out over at Jada's Video Nasties. I'm looking to get something out for the holidays. I think something commented on the political nature of the commercials that went with the Star Wars holiday special. Because one year, I'm not going to pretend I wasn't imbibing a bit, but watching all the commercials on like unions and cars made in America and General Motors and all the stuff that just a few years later when Ronald Reagan came in was going to ruin all of that. It's funny how this is a time capsule of like, America, where we still had the dream of a unionized workforce and normal weather-ish. And yeah, that sounds really Christmassy, right, gang? Merry Christmas. I'm going to talk about politics in the Star Wars holiday special.
I mean, it wouldn't be the holidays without some sort of, family political argument, right? Like that's how it goes nowadays. It's our national pastime. Yeah. Generational trauma and generations fighting.
Yeah, that's Christmassy.
That's Christmassy. Of course, if you have loved this episode, please do me a favor and share it. Share it with your friends. Share it with your favorite people who love bad movies in general, right? Share it with them. Of course, if you also love this episode and you want to follow us, you can follow us on your favorite podcast platform of choice just by going to cinemapsychoshow.com/follow. Right there at the bottom there, just click that. Click on one of all the buttons we have there. They go to all of our different apps that we're on, and you can follow us so you never miss an episode. On top of that, if you're watching us here on YouTube, hey, thank you so much for doing that. Do me a favor, though, and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the little bell, do all of those things. That stuff really does help us out. You have no idea. Those sort of things do help us out. On top of this, leave us a comment down below. What did you think of Gigli? Is it the worst film you've ever seen? Because I sure as hell think it's not the worst, but it's pretty damn bad. But maybe I'm wrong. Let us know in the comments. And with that said, we will see you next time.